Hello friends, this is Akash Misra here and I welcomes you all to my channel that is Mechanical Engineering Make Easy। और उसमें मेरी अभी फ्लूइड मैकेनिक्स की सीरीज चल रही है जिसका है 5th लेक्चर है। और अगर आपको पीछे वाले 4 लेक्चर्स चाहिए तो आप प्लेलिस्ट चेक कर सकते हैं मेरे चैनल पे जाके। फ्लूइड मैकेनिक्स नेम से प्लेलिस्ट है, उसमें जाके आप चेक करिए, आपको सभी लेक्चर वहाँ पर मिल जाएंगे। तो आज के टॉपिक्स क्या है उसमें है बायंसी, फ्लोटेशन, आर्किमिडीज प्रिंसिपल एंड मेटा सेंटर। लाइक these concepts I am going to cover in today's lecture. Okay, so without wasting any time, let's begin. Like, share and subscribe my channel so that you will get to know all the information that I am sharing on my channel. So first concept is flotation. Flotation. Okay, what exactly flotation is? Gravitational force and upthrust force. Okay, what happens? Any body is there. Okay, say one ship is here, likewise, and it is floating on water. So one gravitational force will act downward from CG. Okay, this force is weight force, we can say weight force or gravitational force that acts downward. So we should balance this weight force by any upward force so that we are going to float on water. So that force we are going to calculate, that is nothing but upthrust force. Okay, upthrust force. And if this upthrust force is more than weight force, then ultimately our body will float on water. This is only the concept of flotation. Means if there will be always two forces, one will be downward force, another will be upward force. Downward force is weight force and upward force is buoyant force. I will give you details afterwards, but firstly you can only imagine the upthrust force will be there. So if the upthrust force is maximum as compared to weight force, then our body will float on water. Okay, so next I will move. What is Archimedes principle? Okay, Archimedes principle. What Archimedes said that whenever a body is immersed wholly or partially in a fluid, it is buoyed up by a force equal to the weight of fluid displaced. Means any body is there. Okay, that body may be submerged fully in water or in a fluid, or that body is floating on the fluid. The force which is upthrust force, okay, that we call as buoyant force, that force will be equal to, okay, this force will equal to the volume displaced by this body. Okay, what amount of volume this body is displacing of that fluid, this force is directly proportional to that volume. That is nothing but Archimedes principle. Okay, whenever a body is immersed wholly or partially in a fluid, it is buoyed up by a force equal to the weight of fluid displaced by, okay, this is the means what is the weight. Say if it is water, then water have density of 1000 kg per meter cube. Okay, so and this ship have displaced near about 1 meter cube of volume. We are going to assume that the ship is going to displace 1 meter cube of volume. Okay, this volume, this much volume ship is going to displace. So if this volume is 1 meter cube, then the 1000 kgs of water is displaced. So buoyant force will be directly 1000 kg. and if our weight is less than 1000 kg, okay, if our weight is less than this force, then our body will float. Okay, this is very basic, and this is Archimedes principle. So next is buoyancy. Buoyancy, the tendency of fluid to uplift a submerged body. Tendency of fluid to uplift the submerged body. What a buoyancy is. Okay, as I have given you example of ship. Okay, we can take another example. Let's one submarine is there, likewise, and it is fully submerged in water, and ultimately the submarine is have to move upward. So what will happen, the buoyancy force will be increased, and the tendency of fluid, okay, that tendency of fluid to uplift the submerged body, it is called as buoyancy. Very basic it is, that every fluid have the tendency that to uplift the body submerged into that. You may take example of rock. Okay, rock is fully submerged, but as the rock's density is higher, rock is not going to buy on surface. But if we can take example of plastics and etc., that will buy on a or that will going to float on a surface. Okay, so why this is happens? Again, there is one term, that is density. Density is too much important in this case, because what happens? Okay, as we know the term, that is volume. Volume is in meter cube. Okay, weight is in Newton, mass it is in kg, and density it is in kg per meter cube. So this buoyant force is fully depend on the volume of liquid where we are going to displace. So what exactly volume of liquid is meter cube? So from volume of liquid we will get to know that how much okay, from volume and from density we will get to know that how much mass we are going to displace. So accordingly, you can take example of wood. Wood have density of 600 kg per meter cube, and water have density of 1000 kg per meter cube. That's why wood floats on surface of water. So because of density difference, if any lighter material is there, then that will going to float on water, because the density, if lighter density is there, then that material will float. And if denser material as compared to liquid like rock, that will going to down, that will be directly go to the base of that um, water body. Okay, so this is the basic of density. Now I will move forward. Next topic is center of buoyancy. As we know that this is one ship. Okay, we know weight force will be acted from CG, center of gravity. So what is the point of center of buoyancy? Means from which point the buoyant force acts. Okay, and that point is nothing but center of gravity of fluid displaced. Means for example, for this body, okay, so the center of the fluid displaced, that will be approximately here. So from here the center of buoyancy or buoyant force will act. This point is center of buoyancy. Okay, this point is center of buoyancy. So we should take into consideration center of buoyancy and center of gravity. These both parameters are too much important for our study purpose. Okay, so this is center of buoyancy, that's CG of fluid displaced, that is center of buoyancy, and from that center of buoyancy the buoyant force will act. Then meta center. Meta center, distance between floating body. Okay, what happens if there is any floating body? Say one rectangle is there which is floating. So this is the axis. Here the CG lies of this body, maybe here CG, and from this weight force will act, and upward force will be buoyant force. Okay, and if we are going to tilt this body by this manner, okay, so what will happen? The CG will be act likewise, but the center of buoyancy will change. That may be from, we can say, from this is too much high. Okay, this may be case that center of buoyancy force is acting from this direction. This is weight force, this is buoyant force. So ultimately this point about which this body is oscillating, so this point is called as meta center. Okay, means any floating body is there, and if that body making oscillation about one point on that center line, so that point is nothing but meta center. Okay, so metacentric height, so distance between this point meta center M, it is denoted by M, and distance between M and center of gravity of body, that is nothing but metacentric height. Okay, distance between M, that is meta center, and CG of body, that is metacentric height. So we have to consider this height for our further research or further study. So I will move towards stability concept. These are all the basics for buoyancy and flotation. So now stability of floating body. Stability of floating body. Okay, in this three cases are there: stable equilibrium, unstable equilibrium, and neutral equilibrium. So first is stable equilibrium. In this what happens, that meta center will be above G, that center of gravity, meta center will be above center of gravity. Likewise okay, M will be here and CG will be here. So this case is a stable equilibrium. And why? Because what will happen if this body wanted to tilt, maybe likewise. Okay, so meta center is here, so the buoyant force will act likewise and the weight force will act likewise. So this will form the correcting action. Okay, this will form correcting action. Correcting action or couple. Because of this couple of these two forces, the body will again tend to move in its original position. That's why this is stable equilibrium. Okay, so now I will move towards unstable equilibrium. unstable equilibrium. In case of unstable equilibrium, this meta center will be below CG. Like this is one body, CG is here and M is here. So what will happen if this body going to tilt, then the CG force will act likewise, and as M is here, so this force will act likewise. Okay, and body is tilted in that direction, and the couple is also working in that direction. So in this case the body will going to roll. So this is the case of unstable equilibrium. This couple tends to roll that body, not to correct the motion of that body. That's why this is unstable equilibrium. Okay, now I will move towards neutral equilibrium. Neutral equilibrium. In case of neutral equilibrium, center of gravity and meta center will be at same point. Say this is body, the same point denotes the center of gravity also and meta center also. So in that case what will happen, if body tilts, then also forces are acting at the same position, because meta center is also at that point and center of gravity is also at that point. So body is not going to tend to move any another position. That body will not going to tend to its original position also, and body is not going to roll also. So in this case this is neutral equilibrium, means body will be lie and in that position, which position we have shifted that body, that body will not move anywhere. Okay, this is neutral equilibrium. So we have covered the stability of floating body. Now we will move towards the stability of submerged body. Okay, stability of submerged body. In that case again three things, that is stable equilibrium, unstable equilibrium and neutral equilibrium. So stable equilibrium. In case of stable equilibrium, again now we are going to consider submerged body. So the body may be here. So in this case, if CG is at the bottom and B is at the upper side, that is center of buoyancy. So in this case what will happen, okay, the CG is the CG of body is at the bottom, so weight force will act here and the buoyant force will act here. Okay, ultimately if body tilts, for example, so this force will act here, and if buoyant force is here, so the buoyant force will act here. So ultimately this is correcting couple. Okay, this is correcting couple formed there. So because of that, that body will tend to move in its original position. So because of that, if the center of buoyancy is above center of gravity, then that condition is known as stable equilibrium, because body will tend to move in its original position only. Body will not roll, or body will not acquire the position that we have given to body. The correcting couple will form and the body will move towards again its original position. Now unstable equilibrium. Unstable equilibrium. In case of unstable equilibrium, the center of gravity will be at upper side and buoyancy will be at downward side. So what will happen, the buoyant force will act here and the weight force will act here. Okay, so when body going to tilt, here is B, here is G. So this is weight force and this is buoyant force. So ultimately this couple is forming in this direction. So body will again going to tilt again. tilt more. So this couple is unstable couple, or we can say unstable couple, and because of that body is going to roll now. Body will not again regaining to its original position, and because of this if the center of buoyancy is below the G, then that condition is known as unstable equilibrium. Okay, so now I will move towards neutral equilibrium. Please draw all figures so that you will get idea. Otherwise after some days you may have confusion in between that. That's why make notes and draw all the figures in that notes. So if there is any body and at the same point there is point B also and point G also, that is center of gravity and center of buoyancy, in that case at the same point the weight force is also acting and the buoyant force is also acting. So because of that, what will happen, if body gets tilt, then also the weight force is in same direction, buoyant force is in same direction, and the point is also same. So body will not move to its original position also, and body is not going to roll also. So because of that, this is neutral equilibrium, means what displacement we have given to that body, the body will tend to have that displacement permanently. Body will have the acquire that position for permanent. This is the neutral equilibrium. Okay, so draw all the figures so that you will get to know afterwards also. So I have one bonus point also for you. This is bonus point, and that is nothing but period of rolling. What we have seen in unstable equilibrium, body is going to roll. So what exactly the period of rolling for that? That is T, which is equal to 2 pi under root K square upon G into Gm. Okay, this is the formula. So in this formula, this is period, time period, we can say. Period. 2 pi is constant. K is our radius of gyration. Radius of gyration. G is acceleration due to gravity. Okay, and this is Gm is metacentric height. Metacentric height. As we have seen in case of floating body, we have one term, that is metacenter, and the metacentric height is nothing but the distance between the point of metacenter and the point that is center of gravity of the body. So the distance between that is nothing but metacentric height, and from that metacentric height, acceleration due to gravity and radius of gyration, we are going to calculate the period, that is period of rolling. Okay, so thank you friends for watching, and this is all content what I have designed for today's lecture. For previous lectures you can watch from my playlist, that is fluid mechanics, and like, share and subscribe my channel. And if you have any queries or suggestion for me, then you can comment me. Comment box is open for you. So thank you friends.